Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Pretty Hands Mah Jongg readings. This is a reading for the week of January 14th, 2019 for water signs, Pisces, Scorpios, and Cancers. We just came out of the 111 gateway on Friday, January 11th. It was pretty intense for me. I'm sure it was really intense for a lot of people. The cards kind of predicted that. In a way, so luckily that energy is waning down and we are still in this 3 universal month, so joy, happiness, splendor. Let's go. Okay, so what are the main messages and themes for my water signs for the week of January 14th, 2019, please? A little cool air, we always like that. Right, it's 5 circles dragon. Ooh, that one just popped up. Water signs, look like y'all gonna have a good week. Okay, so we got, first card was the 5 circles dragon. This represents money, it represents a windfall, it represents luck, a sudden luck, and a sudden gain, sudden acquisition. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. It generally has to do with commerce though. Also, we have the 4 wand loot. This is happiness, joy, relaxation, and pleasure after having gone through some stuff probably last week. This also represents a musician. It can be frivolity, right, being a little too footloose and fancy free, but generally the loot is a good guy, right? Nice old man, he's having fun. And of course, the most perfect card of the deck, the 9 wand heaven. It represents completion, it represents achievement, it represents things coming together, a culmination of energies, of divine energies working in your favor. So as it pertains to completion as well, right, letting some things go. Now the angel number 549, I want you to look that up to see if that message resonates with you. Also want to point out the fact that we have, out of 3 cards, we have 2 wine suits. Now that's interesting considering that this is a reading for water signs. Water signs are generally pretty emotional, pretty psychic, pretty sentimental people. And the fact that we have 2 wine suits is interesting because this has to do not with people, not with commerce as the other suits, but it has to do with esoteric things, concepts, goals, getting things accomplished, right? Things that aside, theories, right? Things aside from the humanities or from money, which usually that's what we want to know. We want to know about love, we want to know about money. The wine suits is like other things, right? Okay, so let's clarify the 5 circles dragon. You got a guardian. Uh-oh, some partnerships. Are y'all still dealing with love? Who was that last week that was dealing with love? Who had love? Oh, those are my earth signs. So you got the 3 wand earth. This could pertain to an earth sign, a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn. Generally, the earth card means it has to do with your environment. It has to do with stability. It has to do with being grounded, water signs. So that may be your message as it pertains to the dragon. We'll see it as we add up the other cards, but generally it's about stability. We like to see the earth card. Now the earth card came with a guardian. The chrysanthemum is about maturity, it's about regality, being regal. It's the card of the season fall, if that resonates with you. Since we have it with the earth card, you're gonna have some trouble. We had this before with you water signs, with your environment. You're having some issues with staying grounded. Now that could mean in your workplace, that could mean in your personality, it could mean just in where you live, right? With an earth sign, what the chrysanthemum is saying is that don't worry, you'll have help from a mature source. So let's say, for example, if you're having some issues in your home environment, then a mature source, it could be a friend, a colleague, it could be a relative, is going to offer you assistance in that area. Now, if this has to do with your work environment, then again, colleague, boss, something of that nature who's going to offer you assistance. Now, this all goes back to your luck, your money too. So it looks like you probably have some issues with your work situation, but the assistance will come from an older source. If there is no older source, then it just means to be mature and um, to be grounded in yourself, right? Don't lose your head. Stay grounded. Water signs are generally pretty grounded people in general. They're emotional, but they're grounded. Water runs deep. The second card to clarify is a 2 bamboo duck. What did I just tell you? This card has to do with partnerships. It has to do with coming together, right? I just said culmination. Think coming together. So again, we're talking about money. I have a strong feeling that this has to do with either your work situation, a colleague that you have a project that you're doing with, or something in the home environment. Because remember last week y'all had the pine with the love triangle. So this could still be going on again as it pertains to your money. So I feel like we got some continuing themes from last week, water signs. And then look, East, yourself. So what role do you have to play in this situation? Making sure that you are standing tall, you're doing what you want to do, you are expressing and exerting yourself in this situation that has to do with your money, that has to do with your luck, which has to do with your finances. Making sure that this partnership situation is not, you're not overly dependent on another person. You need to make sure that you are doing what you need to do in this partnership, right? Because it's all, this money is involved in this. This is not just woo woo love. We talking about money here. Water signs. Okay, let's clarify the loop, please. Got another loop to clarify the loop. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The cards are repeating. 4 wand loop again. To clarify the loop, have fun. This is a 3 universal month, water signs. I know a couple weeks ago your reading was more about working hard. You know, you were focusing on your money, which is good, but don't forget, don't get too caught up in the commerce. Have fun. Make sure that you're not overthinking stuff. Again, music, right? Be lighthearted. Maybe some of you may be musicians, maybe some of you may be considering music, maybe having money coming as a result of music that you have written or that you have partaken in. But again, look, partnership again. 2 bamboo duck right underneath the duck. So this is definitely a partnership situation. You definitely have partnerships factoring heavily into your life this week, water signs. It looks like for a good reason though. There's money tied up into it, but then happiness too. So it's telling you, be happy, be joyful, right? Things are coming to some completions. And look, 4 circles, jade, perseverance, working hard, right? Pleasure, worth, value, right? The jade is more prized than gold in China. So you have, it looks like some really powerful, really beneficial, really valuable partnerships going, water signs, this week that pertain to your joy, right? It's making you happy, and there's money tied up into it as well. It's going to take some perseverance, some hard work, and for you to listen to yourself, for you to do what you need to do, and not just, again, rely too heavily on this partnership to be your end all be all, right? To solve all of your problems, because that's not going to happen. Got this maturity source. You be mature, you be grounded. Make sure you're listening to the right people, the people who can help you and to keep you grounded in your joy and your happiness, and listening to your own intuition. Now let's clarify this heaven card, please. West. All right, so we got we'll do it like this. So I like the cards to still be visible. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Okay, so the first card to clarify the heaven, which means completion, is somebody else. So y'all wrapping something up. Y'all wrapping up either an objective, a goal, right? New Year's resolutions are coming to fruition. Congratulations, water signs. Or you're wrapping up a partnership. You're wrapping up something that has to do with a person. The West card, this is somebody else. 8 bamboo mushroom, something out of the blue happening, going up against authority, being unconventional, right? Expecting the unexpected. So something that you don't see happening. And again, 2888. The final card is the Eight Circles Tiger. This represents courage. It represents ambition. Again, I like to say this is the Aries card. This represents, it could be a very bold sign like a Leo or Aries, a very aggressive sign. This also represents taking what's yours, authority, an authority figure. So look, it looks like you're persevering through an authority figure. But as it relates to a very strong emphasis on partnerships and fun with another person. Now, because we have East and West, this could very well be a romantic situation. But again, water signs, I can't stress this enough. Make sure that you're not relying too heavily on other people to make your dreams come true. Make sure that you are working hard. Make sure that you are doing the work in the partnership. If before the completion with somebody else, if you have to let them go, it's okay. Because look, something else is going to happen. Something divine is going to happen, right? Be bold, be brave, be aggressive. Don't be scared. Like, that's what the message that I'm getting from for water signs this week, right? You started with money, 5 circles, right? So that's good. Right out the gate, money. But you're doing a lot of thinking in your head, as indicated by the wine signs, about a partnership, about your own joy, your own happiness, dealing with some issues of remaining grounded. A little bit of romance sprinkled in there. I don't see a girl in here, which is interesting, especially since last week I had all the female cards. And you ended on the tiger, which is, again, authority figure, aggression, being courageous. So just think about your money this week, water signs. Be brave, be courageous. Focus on your joy, and make sure that the partnerships that you are tied into bring you joy and allow for you to pursue your objectives and your goals. You got some achievement going, some happiness. Don't be afraid to let go of things that no longer serve you, of people, places, or objectives that no longer speak to you as a person, which no longer bring you joy, which no longer bring you comfort, self-esteem, or which honestly are not financially profitable for you. And that's all I got. All right, so you got your dragon, your loot, and your heaven, water signs. Let's get into the individual signs. So I'm feeling very Pisces. Dang, that card jumped out. I'm gonna shuffle. I could have read it, I know, but I'm gonna shuffle. And if it's meant for that card to be for Pisces, then guess what? It's gonna come out again. All right. So how does the general message relate to my Pisces? Swords. Okay. So 2 wine sword. First of all, look up the angel number 2, Pisces. 2 usually is a number of stability, partnerships. This makes sense because y'all had, the general reading had the partnerships card duck twice. There's only 4 of the cards in the whole deck, 144 cards. Okay, so y'all have to make a decision. The sword means making a decision. It means severing ties. What did I tell you? You had the heaven card, which means completion. You are going to have to make a decision. 2 things. It could also mean problems with making 2 things out of one. Right, with trying to make 2 things out of one. So I think that means to be true in yourself. Don't give away your power. Don't put your whole focus on this relationship, even though it may be going well. Keep your sense of self. Do not forget who you are. Also, if it doesn't have to do with relationships for you, this is about a decision that has to be made. This is a crossroad. This can also mean a sacrifice that you have to make. Now, this sacrifice could pertain to your joy. It could pertain to your partnerships, because you had a lot of that. Partnerships, joy, maybe a little bit of money involved, but if you have to make a sacrifice, it's definitely going to come down to a situation that involves partnership. So don't be afraid to do that, right, for the long-term benefits. 2 is a stable number, so you don't have anything to worry about, even if it feels like, oh man, I don't want to give this up right now, right? You're going to get something better in the long run. Let's see what's going on for our Scorpios. Ooh, come on, cards. They're cold. Y'all gotta bear with us. It's literally snowing. It's gorgeous. It's just cold. All right, Scorpios. 7 bamboo tortoise. Patience. Be patient, Scorpios. Water runs deep, and Scorpios are very, very deep signs. Y'all have to be patient. So with your joy, with this partnership, there are some completions that are happening. There is some luck from the general reading, but for you Scorpios, make sure that you are not tripping over your rocks. Make sure you're not stumbling over your objectives that you're trying to accomplish because you are being impatient. Haste makes waste. Also, angel number 7, look that up. 7 is a very mystical number, makes sense for Scorpios. Now notice the tortoise, he's looking up, right? He has hope. He is moving slow. Slow and steady wins the race. He is acquiring wisdom. He is acquiring knowledge, right? He's also reevaluating. Here's the thing about moving slowly. You get to determine step by step, play by play, moment by moment, in real time, whether or not the path that you're on is what you want to be on still. Right? So you get to look around because your steps are so deliberate and methodical that you get to say, like, wait a minute, I thought I wanted this 5 paces ago, 5 steps, but now I don't. And guess what? Changing course is no big deal because you're moving slowly, right? It's like when you're driving a car, you got to slow down to make a turn. So keep that in mind, Scorpios. Just be patient. It's coming. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Even if let's say you're the person, partnerships came up, joy came up, and you're not feeling that. It's coming. You just have to be patient and keep your head to the sky. Slow and steady wins the race. Think about things before you do them. Think about the rocks that you're walking on. Think about the paths that you're taking before you take them. So that way you don't have to worry about having to retrace your steps. Last but not least, Cancers. Right? General reading. How does it pertain to my Cancers, please? Sword. Up. Okay, so Cancers and Pisces, that was your reading. Gotta make a decision. Cancers, you have to make a decision. If you want to be happy, if you really want this partnership to work, no matter if it's at work or, like I said, relationships, home, you have to make a decision. Now, this could also mean to make a decision in terms of your environment, because remember, you had the Guardian card, and it asks for you to be mature. It asks for you to be yourself, to stand tall, to know who you are, to have good self-esteem. In your environment, there are some issues that you're having. We know that, right? It could be with an older person, it could be with a mature person, but you have to make a decision. You guys got the East card in the general reading, so the decision is up to you, Cancer, to make. Again, sacrifice. You might have to make a sacrifice in your environment, working, living environment, whatever, in order to get to where you want to be. Don't be scared of making a sacrifice. Don't be scared of using your sword when you have to. There is some completions coming this week for you, Cancer. But guess what? In order for you to get to them, in order for you to finish the race, you got to cut through some stuff. You got to cut through the crowd. Leave them people behind. Leave those situations behind. Leave the starting line. Leave the gate, right? In order to get to those. Make the sacrifice, Cancer. Make the sacrifice. It'll work out. It's going to work out for you. I know it. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. Have a great week. Peace out.